ultimate fanfare.
What's going on, world? Welcome to this episode of the PlayAction Podcast. We got Brandon here. We got my dog Colin. What's up, bro?
Hey, man, you know, it's another week towards the draft, another week towards opening day. And we're going to start talking about the NFC North. I'd say probably maybe the best division in football right now, at least the most competitive division in football. If they're not that, they're up there for sure. I mean, starting off with the Packers, they were 9-7-1. Not quite what they were the previous years, you know, but there were some other issues they had. In the offseason, this is what they decided to do. They added defensive tackle Javon Hargrave from Minnesota. I think that was a great move. I've always liked Hargrave, even back in Oregon. I think he's just a monster in the middle. But they lost Malik Willis. Now, granted, he was the backup. It's not a huge deal. Yeah. They lost Rashan Gary. Now, his stats may not reflect him being an elite edge, but Rashan Gary can ball. He was a first-round pick for a reason. He plays the run. He can rush the passer. I mean, they got a fourth out of him, so that's great. But still, that's a big defensive loss. They lost a starting linebacker, Kenneth Walker, in the middle. They lost Romeo Doubs. And Romeo Doubs is their speedster, kind of like the do-it-all kind of guy, you know? What is Green Bay doing? And I want to add this too. I got my guy, he's a huge Packer fan. He said, and I quote, "They ain't doing ish." He didn't say ish. But they ain't doing nothing this offseason. I think they're just trying to run it back with the team they have, minus a couple folks they can sit there and supplement in the draft. I know Matt Fleur is a really, really confident coach, and he should be because he's a hell of a coach. What's Green Bay doing?
I really think Green Bay just sitting back chilling. Like, they feel like, we going to run it back, and we good. I mean, of course, they're going to have to make some moves in the draft. They're going to draft some issues. I mean, they're going to have to get some wide receiver help out there because they're still, to me, they really don't have a legit number one to me. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. But I think, like you said, mentioned Gary. Gary. Yeah, I think that's one of them dudes that you kind of like game plan for. So it's like that's going to be definitely a missing element to their defense. But Malik Willis, that's backup quarterback. They can find somebody else. I ain't really feel, that's okay. When the Dolphins signed him, I wasn't really impressed. I was like, this dude? Oh, okay, I guess. All right. But, I wish him the best. But, yeah, I think that the Packers, they feel like they just going to run it back.
You know, and I think they can. I mean, they got a top-notch coach. They have I'm not a huge Jordan Love believer, but truth be told, he's a very, very good quarterback. He's mobile. He's more mobile than people give him credit for, and he's got a very good arm. They just need to build around him a little bit more. But I'm still trying to figure out if you were 9-7-1 last year. And I know Jordan Love got hurt, but Malik Willis played fantastic in his stead. So what are you guys doing that's not what the Green Bay Packers are about? They're always about winning. They're always about pushing forward constantly. Now, granted, with consistency, I don't see what their vision is here. But again, free agency is not over. There still could be, draft trades to make. By the way, they do not have a first-round pick. So you can't just sit there and wait for some magic person to come through in the draft. You're not going to go get, Carnell Tate or Jordan Tyson or any of those guys in the first round because you don't have a first-round pick. But, again, they can trade for somebody. But they don't have a lot of assets to trade for either because unless you want to really dismantle the team. Staying in the division, obviously AFC North, the Detroit Lions did not have the year that I thought they'd have. They were 9-8. I'm a huge believer in the Detroit Lions. This past year kind of makes me a little bit weird because they didn't have a ton of key injuries to skill players. But in the offseason, they lost David Montgomery, but they got a fourth out of him, which I think is a huge steal for the Lions. No shade to David Montgomery. I think he's a fantastic running back, but he's 28 years old. I don't think you give up a fourth-round pick for him. They signed Pacheco from Kansas City, who was obviously expendable after the Kansas City signed Kenneth Walker, Super Bowl MVP. Pacheco, though, can catch the ball. He's also very, very shifty. He sounds a lot like Jahmyr Gibbs. I don't know what they were doing. Pacheco runs hard, but he's light in the shorts.
Yeah.
He wasn't like a huge power move for Kansas City. That's why they got Kenneth Walker III. Their center, Rangoon, retired, but they signed Cade Mays from the Panthers. I think that's a good signing. And then they signed a bunch of, I call them Jags, just another guy. They're decent players. Are they going to move the needle? I'm wondering again. Green Bay riding out, running it back. The Lions look like they're doing the exact same thing. They haven't made any major move. They signed their own guys. They signed some decent guys. You swapped out centers. You swapped out, running backs, a power back for more of a scat back. I love Dan Campbell, but I do not see his vision right now.
Yeah, I'm a Campbell fan. I'm a big time, supporter of him. I feel like with Jared Goff, with the Lions, they feel real secure in their position. Like I said, quarterback solid. Of course they're gonna have to get some wide receivers. Pacheco, like you mentioned before, he run hard, bro, but he can't stay healthy because he run too hard. Like he got to stay available, and that's why he won his exit from Kansas City because he wasn't consistently available for them. But so, I like him as a player. I think he's a good football player. I would thought by now in his career, because he's not a spring chicken. He's been in the league for a couple of years, and it's like, bro, you got to learn how to adjust and run your style a little different because that's personally, I know my boy Scatterboo got to adjust when he get back. You know what I'm saying? He's like, hey, bro, you can't be going in here head first all the time. I know your ankle got hurt, but still, we want you to have a good career. Don't be banging your head against the wall either, okay, before the game. Okay, that's not a good thing either.
yeah, please stop doing that nonsense.
Yes.
I'm with you there. I honestly, I don't know what the Lions are thinking about. Run it back again. We love Dan Campbell, but come on, Dan, get us a big bruising running back to pair with Jahmyr Gibbs, who's got elite speed, who might be, if you play fantasy football, the number one running back in fantasy this year. Not just being drafted, but overall in points, because they're going to rely on him for everything. He's going to be Alvin Kamara with the Saints in his prime. What's going to be changing a little bit. They're in Minnesota. We got the Vikings, also 9-8, leading the charge. They signed Kyler Murray to a $1.3 million deal, which means they can't lose on here. What you got is a former number one overall pick. Best quarterback ever to come out of the state of Texas. Okay, a guy who is shown to be, he's got wheels. He can run. He's got a crazy arm. He is very accurate. Does he study? Maybe not so much. Can he stay healthy? It's not his best attribute, right? However, I think you can't go wrong here, especially when they also re-signed quarterback Carson Wentz. Is J.J. McCarthy going to be third string, or is Wentz going to be third string? That's an interesting thing to see. If Wentz ends up lighting it up in camp, what do you do with JJ? So I'm trying to figure out what the Vikings really need to do, because Brian Flores is going to have that defense running hot. They don't need anything. They got Justin Jefferson. You got Jordan Addison. I mean, you have a squad out there. If Kyler Murray just studies a little bit, Vikings could be that Cinderella story.
Yeah, I feel you, because they put Kyler up there in Minnesota and get him away from, his distractions. Hopefully he can lock in. If he locks in, it's gonna be like that Peter Quill Thor situation. And it was like, yes, we know who's in charge. Yes. Yes. Of course. Yeah, of course you're in charge. Of course we know you're in charge. Type stuff, because Kyler will take over real quick if bro just locks in. And it's like, bro, if you just lock in for like at least 2 seasons, we might get a Super Bowl without you. Because Justin Jefferson, come on, bro, this is you have elite. I mean, but he has had elite talent before. Yes. It was just, bro, we just got to get this dude to lock in. I don't know. It might just need to change the scenery. I know he has the discipline. This dude is a black belt, okay? We know he has it in him. His whole family's black belts, Okay, so we go, bro. We rooting for you. Like I said, best high school quarterback in the state of Texas history, and that's saying something. So like we have always been a fan, and of course, if it don't work out for you, bro, you can always go play baseball. You know what I'm saying? I'm proponent of that too. My dog. That's another dope story that we can have. You know what I'm saying? So
Someone owns his rights though, because he was drafted in
yeah,
the first round.
that's what I'm saying. He could just go to the team that you drafted him. Like hey, bro, y'all still want me? I mean, I'm still 28, 29. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's still young enough.
yeah.
I'm hoping that he wants to stay and play football, and he's studying. Like you said, he's locking in. If he's locking in, this is going to be a very, very fun team to watch. As long as they're not on my team. Because I'm Justin Jefferson. Like I said, no joke. And Brian Flores, that defense is going to be humming. You know who's also humming? The Chicago Bears, division leaders at 11-6. Best move the Bears made was trading for the center Garrett Bradbury from the Patriots, and I think it cost him a 5th-round pick. Okay?
Yeah.
Bradbury was the 1st-round pick back in 2019. Okay? He's had a lot. He's had over 100 starts. He started there for rookie quarterback Drake May, who threw for 4,000 yards, 72% completion percentage. So he's played in big games, the Super Bowl namely. Now he's going to be standing in front of Caleb Williams, who has come off his best season. I think you get Caleb some protection, you're going to see some magic happen. And again, I'm not rooting for the Bears to do anything, but they've made moves to help Caleb Williams, especially just putting a solid center in front of him. I think it's going to be huge for him. I think the Bears are in a unique position to improve on their, even though they're led the division, to improve on their hold on that and create make themselves a real force in the NFL for years to come.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've never been the biggest Bears fan, but hey, bro, Caleb Williams been killing it lately. So yeah, that's much respect to Caleb. Hey, bro, I wasn't the biggest fan of you in college either. I'll be a man enough to admit it. Like he went and cried in his mom's lap after he lost the game. I was like, bro, you do that, underneath the tunnel, bro. You don't do that in front of the crowd. It's cool crying in front of your mama, so you won't cry to your mama. It's cool. Just do that, not in front of the cameras, bro. Come on, I know, understand, but I get it. He wanted to make a statement, I guess, to show that men can be emotional and we could be open, opening. But that was going to be used against him for years and years to come. Unfortunately, just like the Jordan crying meme was used everywhere. And like when he cried again at Kobe funeral, he was like, "Y'all, you done made me another meme again." It was like, all right, yeah. Even he had to acknowledge it. Oh, also speaking of that, man, I want to give a shout out to my boy, the Texas Walker Ranger, Chuck Norris. Rest in peace. He just went off in between, episodes. I wanted to make sure it just popped in my head when he talked about Kobe. But much respect for the Chuck Norris. That was a real cool thing. They said his bodyguard just came out recently and said that he always enjoyed reading and watching the memes that people made of him. Chuck Norris doesn't do push-ups. He pushes the earth down. It was like, what? Yeah. It's like it's just always the cool Chuck Norris, but it's cool knowing that him and Bruce Lee get that rematch again.
That's right. Yeah. Shout out to Chuck Norris.
Sorry, I know I just went off the tangent. My bad, bro. I just had it.
Good, man. Hey, Chuck's a legend. I mean, like I said, the jokes about his amazing fighting prowess and manliness has been going on literally for like decades, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, I can't think of anyone else I've ever read that many jokes about and how amazing they are. No joke. That's mad respect, right? Mad respect. And I don't even know how that came about to where it was just Chuck Norris is the greatest of everything that's ever been about a man, which has made it awesome. But I have no idea how that even came about, but it was really cool that had him be Chuck Norris.
Yes. Much respect to him. They was like, it was a. I see some cool memes too recently. They was like, oh man, the Grim Reaper woke up that day and got replaced. It was like, damn, we gotta go see Chuck Norris now every time we gotta die.
Yeah, you bet do better, kids. You better do better, right?
It was like, damn. It's so many jokes they can make for Chuck Norris, but also there was like, man, the next in line we got for the manliest man, he just upped the ante. It was like talking about our boy David Goggins.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You see David Goggins just re-enlisted at 51. He re-enlisted to the Air Force.
That was a serious age move. Holy F.
They was like, yeah, some platoon, some group is out there about to get the PT of their life.
Truth. Oh my gosh, man. What's wrong with him? Hey, shout out to Dave Goggins, but man,
and that's what we're saying. It's only adding to his legend. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if this adds to his legend or is this like the Tyson Jake Paul fight. I don't know what this is. I'm gonna just leave it out there for right
now. The Jake Paul and Tyson fight, we know that was set up. Basic training is basic training, okay?
Yeah. But I mean, I think he got his handle a little basic training. I mean, that's just yeah. Actually, he wouldn't have to go to basic training. He would do transferring service. He wouldn't have to go to basic. He'd be all right.
I'm just saying, you know, he's gonna have to go through some training. That's gonna be the real part.
He'll go through a little bit.
Yeah, it's probably a light work for him, but still, he was like, "This all we got." Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is some unlucky cadet is going to go on the march of their lifetime.
Yes. Oh yeah. Just Goggins probably sing Jodi's all day long.
Goggins.
Shoot.
He might get bored one day and just mouth off just to get some extra time to march.
That's gonna be in his next book. Still can't hurt me. Okay.
Oh man.
Yes. Oh my gosh, man. Anyway, hey. Back to the NFL. Back to my division, the NFC East. Starting off with the Washington Commanders, who finished off with a tidy 5-12. They've really shorted the defense. They got Odafe Oweh. They signed to a 4-year, $100 million deal out of Baltimore. They got linebacker Leo Chanel, 3 years, $24 million. I think that's a great deal. Granted, he's not like a complete linebacker, but he can rush the pass. His get-up is really, really fast. And then you signed defensive end K'Lavon Chaisson to a 1-year, $11 million deal because he is a big, strong dude who does big, strong dude type things. So they're going to be able to rush the passer, which is important in the division. I think has a few good quarterbacks. But on offense, nothing's really changed. So is Jaden Daniels getting healthy going to be good enough to propel this offense to whatever heights that they think they're going to get to?
I mean, with a healthy Jaden Daniels, but that's the thing. Last year, I didn't really see that same spark from his rookie season. And we know what the NFL defensive coordinators do in the offseason. Once they get a full year, a footage for you, they start looking at your tendencies and start figuring you out and seeing what's going on. That second year for quarterbacks is always a difficult year for him, and it proved to be extremely difficult for him. I'm not going to say too much bad about him because I know his mom do not play by him, so I don't want any phone calls or any threat. Yeah, I don't want no smoke from his mom. You know what I'm saying? I was about to say some DMs, but I know I'm not no sliding in the DMs, no nothing like that. But I don't want no smoke from his mama because she do not play about that boy because They was talking about comparison him to RG3 because they kept bringing him back after he getting hurt, and it's like, all right, you got mad, but this is the second or third time he done got hurt, and they keep rushing him back, bro. Like this dude, he got to go put on some weight. Like that's what I hope his off season. He need them some of them Campbell soup endorsement commercials because he need to put some weight on. Sitting around getting his mama getting him cook for him and stuff. Because bro, I'm a fan of Jaden Daniels, but bro, you like my size out there playing NFL football, and that is not conducive because I'm not trying to get hit by some of these defensive ends.
Right. I don't know. I think you're right. Healthy Jaden Daniels adjusting to the adjustments could be enough, but can he stay healthy? His rookie season, he stayed healthy. He was healthy. He was aggressive. He ran when he wanted to run. He looked like he was going to be like Lamar Jackson, skinny guy, but seemingly doesn't really get hurt. You know, he can take these hits and he's okay. And then next season came and he started getting hurt. I don't know if that's due to his size or just unique situations in which he got hit. But I think if he's healthy, the Commanders are going to be a good team.
That's a if because that elbow injury was one of the worst elbow injuries I've ever seen in my life. It is ugh.
Yeah. Again, that's what I said. If he's healthy, because I think he's a really, really smart guy. I was about to say smart kid. He's a really smart guy. I know he puts in the work. He did in college. He's done here in the pros. He's got a very specific regimen he likes to follow just to make himself prepared. And so I'd like to bet on him, but I hope someone's trained him on how to slide and get out of bounds and just avoid overall contact when you can, and also focus on the defense and setting your protections. That's important.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel like I just put like 3 or 4 of them in my head right now. Mendoza, he got a lot of weight on his shoulders coming out because them Heisman Trophy quarterbacks, they been getting hurt and they haven't been, staying healthy, playing good because we talked about one earlier with Kyler Murray, Burrows, they got hurt, Daniels then got hurt. Like it's probably like 1 or 2 other ones I just thought about, but I'm missing. But it's like Heisman Trophy quarterbacks, they ain't really looking too good for him right now. But like I say, I'm rooting for Daniels. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he step back and get back on the field, but hopefully put some weight on him because he gonna need it.
No, he's. But again, we're gonna keep the jury's out on them. But if he's healthy, and he's playing well, man, they're gonna be dangerous, and I'm gonna be upset. You know, I'm also upset with the Dallas Cowboys only because they are consistently always a decent team. Last season, they were 7-9-1, nothing to write home about. But they've done a couple things, right? They signed safety Jalen Thompson, 3 years, $33 million, really good safety. Traded for Rashan Gary from the Packers for a 4th. Thought they gave up a lot to get Gary. I think they probably could have got him for a 5th. Re-signed their running back Javonte Williams, but they lost defensive tackle Osa Odigizua for a 3rd, which is fantastic. They lost defensive tackle Solomon Thomas for a 7th round pick swap, which was kind of really like you gave him away for free because you kind of only moved up, 7 spots in the 7th. But on offense, George Pickens showed why he was a 1st round pick. CeeDee Lamb is still there and he's still dominant. Dak Prescott, as much as I talk bad about him, he has been consistent. The offense should be fine. However, can the defense be a game changer enough for the Cowboys to become America's team again?
I'm not. The defense has always been the question mark recently because the offense is CeeDee Lamb and our boy Pickens. We talked about them. They might be one of the best wide receiver duos in the league. I think A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, the only other 2 that I could think of that I might pick over them because they got a chip. They got a chip.
Jason Higgins too. But
Chase. I mean, but neither one of them got a chip.
Facts.
Yep. I'm just saying. And speaking of chips, I don't know how many years Dak Prescott has been a Dallas Cowboy member without bringing the Dallas Cowboys a chip. Like even sniffing it. Yeah, like, not even like I can say NFC Championship game. That ain't no even just NFC. Well, like bro, come on, bro. Like we we grew up in I'm saying the '90s. We know the Cowboys supposed to be them boys. Like, and it's like, yeah, this is one of those like consistently not excited about the Cowboys. Like, we gonna get like week 7 or 8. They gonna win like 2 or 3 in a row, and the fan base is gonna like, oh, it's our year, and it's gonna be like, it's a running joke now. It's like, guys,
yeah.
consistent, like mediocre. Like, that's weird that so many other quarterbacks have come into the league and sparked and won a championship real quick, and Dak has done none of that. And it's like, we know you got talent around you, bro, and like, you're just, I don't know. Like I say, I'm not trying to talk bad about Dak because I'm a fan, but like, I just know what I'm not going to get nothing spectacular out of him.
No, not at all. Because I don't know what standards being held to, but he'll play the regular season fantastic. Now, I can't talk too much about Dak in the postseason because we have a lot of quarterbacks that have not performed well in the postseason, right? When it mattered most. And so, that is what it is. But with Dak Prescott being the highest paid quarterback for, are we going into our third year now? Or the second year? No, third year as the highest paid quarterback, which is unreal because quarterbacks have been paid, yet still no one has crested the $60 million barrier. So you're still the highest paid quarterback. The highest paid doesn't always mean the best, but you are amongst the best. You have, as you said, and I agree, possibly the best wide receiver tandem in the league. The only other people you can look at is Jamar Chase with T. Higgins, maybe. Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson, maybe. A.J. Brown, Devontae, yeah. You got a lot. Okay. You got Dalton, tight end. You got, again, Javonte played great at running back. Your line is still intact. You should put up 40 a game, and then your defense just get in their way enough. Just get in their way and make them only score 30. And Dallas should be on their way to 14 wins. 15 wins. It won't make sense if they don't.
That's another Peter Quill and Thor situation with Pickens and CD.
Mm-hmm.
Pickens is like, yeah, of course you're number one. Of course. Of course.
Yeah. And you know what? It might be Pickens.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
be Pickens. Who knows?
Legit, like Pickens at times was looking like, all right, I am him. Yes, this is my team now. And CD was like still CD. And like, ironically, like they're almost like this close to the same height. If not, Pickens might be a little bit taller. I think
a little bit bigger.
Yeah, and it's like, bro, these dudes are monsters out there in the field, and it's like, Dak.
Yeah.
Their catch radius is ridiculous. Get the ball to him. I don't understand.
And he does it. I mean, they're both gonna have great stats. When the game's on the line, things happen, and it's. I'd say it's. I'm happy as a Giants fan, but I don't understand it as a football fan. Football fan, I don't understand it. I mean, Dak can do everything you'd want a quarterback to do. He's smart. He can read defense. He's got a good arm. He's got great accuracy. He is mobile. I mean, he is everything you'd want a quarterback to be. Yet when it matters most, something happens with him. The same thing happened to Tony Romo, and I love Romo, but something happens to where they don't turn it on like you've seen. Some quarterbacks when they finally get to that moment, they just turn it on and they have that run. Joe Flacco just turned it on. He had a crazy run there with Baltimore. Just it is incredible. You know, we've seen Eli do it a couple times. We've seen Aaron Rodgers do it. We've seen Drew Brees do it. They just turned it on, and we've seen Brady do it a whole bunch of times.
You know what?
Waiting for Dak to turn it on.
One of my buddies talked to me about that recently, and because I was telling him about that was my bless you. But that was my first time. Remember I was telling you the other day when I ride my 450, and like my first time seeing the tunnel vision, and like things got blurry. I was like, oh man, this is like I thought that was just the movies. And then like my buddy was talking about he played linebacker in college, and he was saying that like that's the other time he got tunnel vision when you're playing football, because like you gotta like go through like the slush as you try to shed blocks to see where the running back is to make the tackle as you're playing linebacker. You gotta see, you know what I'm saying, and you get that tunnel vision on the running back. I didn't really realize it like that, but like even with basketball, when you're shooting a fadeaway jumper, for that split second, you're getting tunnel vision because you're locking in to where like you're at on the court and how far the basket is, and you know how to put the exact amount of touch on it to get it in. But it's certain players that don't know how to get that tunnel vision. Like Tom Brady had an unreal, ungodly like command of that tunnel vision. It's like, well, you left a minute and 36 seconds left on the game. Yeah, Tom Brady's gonna get him in field goal position.
Yeah,
guaranteed, every time. And it's like, bro, like clockwork. So it's like, and I think I called it out with my boy. I've been honest about with my boy Lamar Jackson and his postseason struggles as well. It's just
Josh Allen also.
Josh Allen, and also my boy out there. What's the San Diego quarterback? Kid Hibbert.
Oh yeah, Justin Herbert. Yeah.
Yeah, Justin. You know what I'm saying? Bro, he hasn't won a playoff game, I don't think, at all.
No.
It's certain quarterbacks that just in I don't even say tight situations, just they fold, unfortunately. And it's like, until you consistently prove people otherwise, we have nothing else to go on but that information.
Right. And even when the quarterback plays great, like Josh Allen played great against Kansas City, and Kansas City knocked him out the AFC Championship game a couple years in a row. But one particular way, it was just back and forth. It was one of the it was the Super Bowl. Whoever won that game was going to win the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
And as much as you can say, man, well, he played great too. Your defense couldn't hold up. You are the face of the franchise. Do more. And that sounds ridiculous to ask or even to say of Josh Allen, because he played as great as you've ever seen a quarterback play. But if you lose the game, then you probably could have done more. And I think Josh Allen would probably say he believes so hardly in himself that he would say, yeah, I could have done more. I could have completed one more pass. I could have made one more run. I could have got one more yard. I could have. And, and that's why we believe in Josh Allen, because we see that he believes that he can. I don't know, does Dak Prescott believe that I shouldn't say that. He obviously believes that he can. He's a professional athlete. But can he?
Yeah.
Not everyone can.
That's that sports psychologist.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm going to go to a team that I don't know if they can, because for the first time in a long time, I'm going to try to not be overly excited like I usually am, like an ignorant little child. But my New York Giants, they were 4-13. Yes, 4-13. Yet why am I so effing excited? Obviously, they added John Harbaugh, which is probably the biggest addition of any team in the league thus far. They added a lot on offense. Okay, they signed Darnell Mooney to start opposite Malik Neighbors. Okay, from the Falcons. They signed Isaiah Likely from the Ravens to start over Theo Johnson. They signed fullback Pat Ricard from the Ravens also to be, well, we never had a fullback for a while, so we'll be fullback whenever we decide to run with fullback. Get an I formation. They signed slot Calvin Austin to replace Wandale Robinson, who went to the Titans. Breaks my heart, but for almost $20 million a year, yes, Wandale deserves every penny, but we could not afford to pay $20 million to a slot receiver. Okay? On the defense, signed Tremaine Edmonds. I am a huge fan of Tremaine Edmonds. He's an athletic linebacker, side on the sideline, especially after losing Bobby Okereke, who I also loved, who also was sideline guy type of linebacker. I don't know if we really upgraded that much, but Tremaine Edmonds is a great signing. We signed Greg Newsome, cornerback, to cover for losing Cordell Flott. Okay, I don't think that replaced Cordell Flott. He was our most consistent cornerback. So, but we can draft somebody. However, you know how I feel about it. In your opinion, based off of the signings they've done so far, what else they need to do to what you would consider a successful offseason, albeit without playing the actual games? Because that's I know that's the real determining factor is the real games. But for the paper Olympics, right? What do you think the Giants need to do?
I mean, I think we need to get maybe one or two more corners, and possibly another edge rusher.
Can't hurt.
Because I mean, defense, like I say, secondary that was real suspect to me last year. That was a glaring sore spot for the defense for me.
Yes.
But I'm not really happy about it because you guys got my tight end likely, but Jackson Dart got a tight end. He got Neighbors coming back, Scalaboo coming back, and like I said, we just signed Austin in the slot.
Yep,
bro, we good, bro. It's a good move. And like I say, the time we want to run the fullback, we gonna have a fullback in front of my boy Scalaboo. Oh, this is going to be two, back-to-back burners. And it was like, knuckleheads. It's like, oh, okay. I'm cool with that. And like what you say, I'm not really, not really happy that, it's another poach one of my boys from the Ravens, but it is what it is, I think, with Harbaugh coming over there, changing the culture and really, installing some consistency into the program, I think this is going to be a good move for the Giants moving forward.
I am praying that it is because I've been excited for every coach we've signed. Straight up, every time we get a new coach, I'm excited. Even when we got Joe Judge, special teams coach, I was excited. I was like, oh man, he says all the right stuff in front of the camera. I'm excited. Okay, Ben McAdoo, I was excited. Obviously, I was excited for Brian. I was very excited for Brian Daboll, especially we went 11-6 the first year. That was huge. And with John Harbaugh, you can't help be excited. I've talked about multiple times. I think he's up there as one of the best coaches of all time.
I was just gonna say, had any of those coaches that you just listed, any of those coaches won a Super Bowl yet?
Never sniffed one.
Exactly. So
not as a head coach, that's for sure. And so, but again, I've always gotten excited off the offseason. Oh my goodness, that guy ran a 4.33. Holy cow, we got this. And then the season starts, and we're the New York Giants again. And so I'm going to try not to get too excited. I see all these players, but they still got to play. I've never seen a super explosive Baltimore offense that didn't feature Lamar Jackson and his legs. They've always been good offenses, but nothing where you're scared. You've never been scared of a Baltimore offense. With the exception of Lamar Jackson, you're scared that what he's going to do because he can do things that no one else can do. That part. But if he couldn't run, there's nothing about Baltimore's offense that is remotely scary to anybody, even with the players they had. Who on that team was scary outside Lamar Jackson? Isaiah Likely. No one was game planning for Isaiah Likely. No one was game planning for Hollywood Brown when he was there. No one was game planning for Zay Flowers. Well, maybe Zay Flowers.
Well, the tight end.
Yeah, Isaiah Likely.
No. What's the other tight end?
Mark
Andrews. And for a long time, Mark Andrews was dogging dudes, up that middle of the field.
He was dominant. He was dominant. But you didn't lose sleep like, oh my goodness, Mark Andrews is coming to town and he's gonna wreck the game. He wasn't Rob Gronkowski.
No, he wasn't. No. I mean,
so that's what I'm trying to keep my excitement down, and so that's how I'm selling it to myself.
Okay,
this offense ain't gonna be all that. It was really better with Daboll and then Kafka. That Jackson Dart's dropping 30 points with a bunch of backups. Let me not get too excited, but I am secretly excited. Oh, I am so stoked. I can't wait for that.
like, let's go.
I don't care who they draft. I don't even care who they draft. Let's get the season started.
Let's line it up.
Run, you know? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I feel you, bro. I feel you.
But you know who led this division again, and probably will do it again after the Philadelphia Eagles, City of Brother Love, 11-6. And what do? They added Reek Woolen from Seattle for, I'd like to just say for depth, but Reek is a big, he's like 6'3", 6'4", ran a 4.3. I mean, dude is crazy big, crazy fast. And you're going to add it to the Eagles' cornerback room, which was already dominant? It hurts my feelings. They added Andy Dalton too, by the way. I don't know why that matters, but Andy Dalton's not trash. Okay, so they got a good backup behind Jalen Hurts. But they lost Nakobe Dean. They lost Reed Blankenship. They lost Jalen Phillips. These are all starters. At least Nakobe Dean was a part-time starter. They signed Hollywood Brown. I think he's a good signing. I don't know what you're going to do with him because you don't throw to the receivers you got. Okay?
Yeah.
And then they have a new offensive coordinator, though. New OC is Sean Mannion, Oregon State quarterback. He was quarterback coach, and now he's the offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles. They've had a decent offense for a long time, ups and downs. What is Sean Mannion going to do? Do you think he's got a way to get A.J. Brown energized again, DeVonta Smith energized again, and then you add in, Marquise Hollywood Brown to the mix? It sounds like they're going to try to throw the ball.
Bro, I'm going to be real with you. Like, my boy Jalen Hurts, I think it's like a new stat now, like every year. He has never had the same offensive coordinator from like even from college days. He's always switched up. It's like, bro, he can't get no continuity, bro. Like he can't get build no relationships with nobody. It's a whole new system he's gonna have to learn. Everybody gonna have to learn. So like, I don't know what we're gonna get out of this, but hopefully, we get A.J. Brown and DeVonta Smith the ball more often, because these dudes, A.J. Brown or at least trade A.J. Brown and get him to somebody else that he can complain about winning a Super Bowl championship with, because the dude just complained and complained again all last year about not getting the ball, and it's like, bro, you're winning games, and like they didn't have a bad season. They went 11-6. So it's like, bro, what are you complaining too much about? And I get it. It's the incentives and everything else, but it's like, bro, we're here for the dubs. The dubs, the wins, so we're trying to win the Super Bowl. And it's like, I don't understand it, but it really came off like a whining baby last year. But I mean, I'm not calling A.J. Brown a baby, because no disrespect, bro. But I'm just saying, it's like, bro, come on now, dog. It's enough is enough. Like, we gonna get you the ball, but like, hopefully this new offensive coordinator can help solve those problems and smooth that process over. Get them in the mix, get them some early passes, and get them some early receptions early in the game. Keep them engaged, because that dude was sulking all last year.
Yeah, it seems like the Philadelphia Eagles are a group of really talented players, but they're not a team in terms of just, I don't see that chemistry, I don't see that camaraderie. I mean, Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown and DeVonta Smith should be best friends.
Yeah.
Okay, that's who you talk to hang out with when we got extra time. Hey, we're gonna sit there and get some reps in. You guys should know each other inside and out to where you never have miscommunication. But on top of that, I understand where you at as a football player, I understand where you at as a person, and it seems like they're just a collection of really good players, and that's why they're just like, hey, F these picks. And just keep on adding free agents, letting people go, swap people in. And I'm happy because I'm a Giants fan, so I want there to be chaos over there. I don't want you to go and figure it all out and say, hey, you know what? We need to lock in together and become a brotherhood. No, I want you guys to be disjointed because I'm a hater, and I want my team to win at all costs. So, yeah, and I'm done.
Okay, I got you. I feel you. I mean, hey, that's a real accurate description of this team. Like, just a solid collection of really good players. Because, like I said, Jalen Hurts, you would expect, like, how I guess we kind of spoiled because how we see how LeBron is with his teammates. and they're really like his homies and stuff. I see recently like an old clip where LeBron dunked on Kevin Love, and he was like, "I gotta like send him an apology to him." He was like, "Nah." He was like, "LeBron, don't talk to me for the next 48 hours." He was like, I get it. It's the homie, you know. You don't want to dump on your homie." He was like, LeBron was like,
you know,
exactly. You get, you know what I'm saying. You get close with your buddies. So they really don't have it as a team. We don't really never see it as a chemistry. We see, you know, AJ Brown complaining on the sideline and yelling at Jalen Hurts more than anything for me. So, but I don't want to turn this into a AJ Brown hate fest. I'm sorry about that.
No.
But I appreciate everybody been tuning in. I know, you know what I'm saying, we've been real consistent staying with it. I see we've been, you know, the comment section been a little spicy lately. But appreciate all the engagement. We see y'all again next week. Thank y'all for tapping in. We holler at y'all. Peace.
Welcome to the show where the game comes alive. Breaking down the plays, we keep the spirit high. From the field to the mic with passion and flair. It's the PlayAction Podcast, your ultimate fanfare. It's all some boys,